Welcome back to the Calf of Man, an island in the Irish Sea where I live and work as a warden. Can you believe it is July? We can't. It has definitely felt more like winter, with the majority of our days looking like this rather than this. But when the sun has made an appearance, we have been sure to seize the moment. We are in peak guest season and have welcomed many people on, meeting and greeting them at the harbour to take their bags up to the accommodation and have waved them off again. As part of our job as estate wardens, we look after the guests, clean the accommodation in between changeovers and make all the beds. So we are at South Harbour today, which is our main harbour, as you can see here. And we've got quite exciting project starting today, so let me just show you. As you can see, the harbour has developed cracks and has been slowly eroding into the ocean since it was last refurbished around 20 years ago. It is our main harbour and both the wardens and visitors rely on it for supplies and access. The repairs are happening in 5 stages over the next few weeks. This was phase 1, the first section. Shuttering was installed along with the metal grid to make reinforced concrete. This involved a lot of drilling and welding. We have had cement and aggregate deliveries, which we then loaded and took down to the harbour where the mixing was taking place. My first time using a power barrow, and I did enjoy it, I must say. Here is the mixing station where the concrete was made and then tipped into the area. Very satisfying. For this section we used around 6 tons of aggregate. A big thank you to all involved. It was a really long day, lots of hard graft, but here is the finished product. Now for phase 2. Another project Mike and I have completed involved improving the drainage at South Harbour store, as water was often flooding the building. This involved digging a channel next to the threshold, which we then fitted with slotted drainage pipe. As we had the power barrow, we shifted some aggregate to fill the channel. And here it is, all covered up. These non-existent steps were a health and safety nightmare. This walkway we use daily as it takes us to one of our net rides for bird ringing. This job ended up being much bigger than just the steps, as the old gate and posts were rotten and broken, so we're yet to finish it. But here are the beautiful new steps, and I'm really happy with these. I think they look really great.
We have a problem with the tractor. The mudguard is loose. There was a bolt here. It has sheared off and left the lower half of it in this hole here where my finger is. So we have to take that out before we can put a new bolt in.
So we've just removed the wheel. So first of all, we drilled a hole into the centre of the bolt. You can see the iron filings coming out here. Mike then found these very handy tools, ones that you never know you need until you need them. So this was also very satisfying. The thread is anti-clockwise, so as you tighten the tool in the drilled hole, the bolt unscrews. We reattached the tool and put in a new bolt and added a bracket for some extra reinforcement. It is a very miserable day on the calf. It's tipping down with rain, and because the weather is bad, it means one thing, another tidying day. So today we're going to tackle the generator barn, which has our generators in, and it also is used to store loads of stuff. As you can see, it's quite messy. Things were loosely organised here, but you could never really find what you wanted to find, as it wasn't sort of in a place. So we organised things like nuts and bolts, fencing equipment, etc., so that now everything has a designated place and box. Now I can't take credit for this incredible transformation. Mike has worked really hard building the racking and making the shelves, and what a difference it has made. I finished off painting the boards at the lighthouse, and we have also done some repairs in cowhide. So we're in cowhide. This is the old format of the window. Mike, would you care to demonstrate getting it out? So these little slots have been made in. The wood's obviously swollen, and it's just really hard to get them out. Ta-da! So we then have removed this thing, and we've replaced them with this thing. Ta-da! So it's nice and easy, go for it, to open the window. Ta-da! Today we're doing one of my favourite activities, and that is collecting baby gulls. So there's a big colony behind us here of herring gull, and we basically go in, we try and get the babies who are still too young to fly, so we can basically just pick them up. We then ring them and colouring them so that they're easier to identify in the fields and people can read their colourings, and then we release them back into the colony. So herring gulls take G-rings. These involve closing the ring with the first squeeze and then closing it fully with the second squeeze at 90 degrees. The colouring is then added. All the little babies, we love them so much, even if they are smelly and poop all over you all the time. The best bit, releasing them. And finally, myself and Aaron represented the Carford Man at the Festival of the Sea, a marine-themed event targeted at families on the Isle of Man to raise awareness about our marine environment. We had these sensory boxes filled with items from the Calf, like these nests, sea glass and mermaid purses, and you could also win a trip to the Calf by guessing the weight of this boy, and we have our winner, so we look forward to hosting them on the Calf. A nice weekend away on the mainland, but I was glad to return home. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.